really, really interested in understanding all the qualitative needs about people. I really like to push the norms and always ask why. How can we push things just a little bit further? So these are the projects that I'm going to share today. So the first project is called As One, and it's a long distance interaction device. So long distance relationships are really hard. So the concept, how can we transcend communication for couples in long distance relationships by allowing for playful and meaningful interactions to take place through tangibility? So that is the question that I asked 41 respondents. I asked them these questions, I did some surveys, and people were really looking for something other than just talking on the phone. So the needs identified, they wanted some physicality, some gamified playful experience, and some form of nonverbal dialogue. So when I did my ideation, I was really playing around with this game board-like design. I tried all these different shapes and sizes and little pieces in there, and then I eventually landed on this design here. So here are a couple models of iteration that I went through. And then so in the final design, it has these 4 different panels that open up on the outside, and then these tiles that are on the top. So it allows the device to emote with the partner. And I'll explain a little bit how that works. So the first thing that happens is, if this is like on your bedside table or something, it'll have this proximity glow. And then it'll ask you to share how you're feeling to the other partner. And what you can do is you can raise the tile. You raise the yellow tile, and then it'll match your partner's tile on the other side. So you have this kind of physical interaction. And deciding on what mood you choose, it'll emote to that color. So, and I was also experimenting around with game mode a little bit. This was a bit more experimental, but I wanted to try some kind of fun, playful activities that they could do besides just being on a phone or on a laptop. So the next project that I had to share is Midair. So I'm a part of the Luminosity Lab here at ASU, and this was one of our corporate sponsored projects that we were working on. Here are the team members here, and actually, I need to add a title. Liam is in the crowd here, and he just joined this project too. So a bit about the background of the project. So Midair, if you don't know, is an international provider of medical aviation services. They do lots of medical bags and things for airplanes and for commercial and private jets. And they asked myself and 3 others to fully redesign 2 of their medical aviation kits. My role specifically was I did the sketches, I was the lead for the interviews and the research, technical drawings, and the prototyping. So here are the products that we received and tested. And we opened these things up and they spilled out. It was full of content. And so the content was overfilled, there were poor materials, and the content navigation was really poor. So we're like, how can we improve this? So I went in, I wanted to do some interviews with flight attendants and also medical staff. And some of the key things that they were looking for is intuitive pouch navigation, quick access to personal protective equipment and medication, modularity, and easy repacking for US and EU facilities. This was some of the inspiration. We were looking a lot at these medical type or military type bags with like these hook and loop systems. And then I was able to generate some sketches to communicate our concepts, and they chose these 2 here that we moved forward with. This was some materials. We wanted to do something really sustainable. I wanted to look for some durable materials, things that were really versatile. Some pattern making. This is soft goods type technical drawings. And then we ended with the prototype. And so the showcase for this just happened recently. And we presented to the CEO and a few other executives there, and they loved it, which was super cool. So the contract got extended, and we're going to keep working on the project, which is super cool. And then the final project I have to share today is called Safe Return. This is a wayfinding device. So more than 600,000 people go missing in the U.S. wilderness each year. That's crazy. So the concept, how can we keep individuals who are lost in the wilderness to remain level-headed with the aid of emotional reassurance and guidance? So let me explain a little bit about that. So when I did some interviews of people who were lost in the wilderness, I asked them to draw their emotional response. And by doing this, they were able to plot this graph of emotion. And I was asking them, what were you feeling during those times when it peaked? So here's a little timeline here. They go through denial, fear and rash judgment. And that seems to be the turning point, where it leads to a worse situation. They don't know what to do, so they do something wrong, and that leads to a worse situation. So how do we prevent this? So I was looking at different natural calming materials. I was looking at worry stones and all those different features that they have, as well as desired paths. And I was like, how can we incorporate all those into one type of design? And I was looking at Garmin too. So form development, I really wanted to find something that is very pocketable, something that they can just mess with in their hand, that have texture, all these different really tangible type features. So the primary functions and features that this has is it has a satellite GPS antenna, power beacon, navigation interface, and a progress meter to show you visually how close you are to your target. This has a very strong type of, so the most important aspect here is you can activate it really quickly. So it walks you through these series of calming steps. So it starts up, hey, let's calculate your location, and then it connects to the satellite and then activates. And then from there, you're able to choose a landmark and then go. From there, you can, it'll show you different landmarks around you, and you can toggle between these three different modes of showing where the progress view is, how much battery you have left, because it has solar charging on there, and a few other things to link up with other nearby users. And then just to deep dive a little bit more on that calming mechanics, I was looking really closely at textures, and that was one of the key features that I really wanted this to have. I wanted it to be comfortable and really make you feel like, okay, this is going to be all right. Let's get you home safe. And that is all I have today. Thank you very much.